How to donate to PayPal. You mash on Poor Man's Sewing, and then you come up here and you look for About, and you mash on About, and right here you hit on Donate to Poor Man's Sewing. It's people like you that help me out, and it is really appreciated.
Alright, we're going to look at Matthew
many
14.
blessings in this hard
At
times
that time,
we are fixing to
Herod
go through. A lot of hugs and kisses to
part
you.
of the fame of Jesus, and said unto his servants, This is John the Baptist. He is risen from the dead, and therefore mighty works instructions show forth himself in him.
And let's see what the Creator, Father God, has in store for us today.
Fame of Jesus, and said unto his servant, This is John the Baptist. He is risen, and therefore mighty works do show forth himself in him. Okay. I see what's going on. Alright. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are not in order. Okay? I believe John was supposed to be first, and then Luke, and then Matthew. I believe that's the way that it was supposed to really go. Alright. For Herod had laid hold on John to bound him and put him in prison for Herodias' sake, his brother Philip's wife. For John said unto him, It is not lawful for thee to have her. And when he would have put him to death, he feared the multitude, because they counted him as a prophet. But when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughter of Herodias danced before him and pleased Herod. Now, I want you, this is the daughter of the woman that he was having an affair with. You know, the young daughter? Alright. Whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatsoever she would ask. Now, he says, I'll give you what you ask for if you would dance in front of us. Now, think about that. That ain't right. Alright. And she being before instructed of her mother, saying, Give me John the Baptist's head in a charger. And the king was sorry, nevertheless, for the oath's sake, and them which sat with him at meat, he commanded it to be given her. And he sent and beheaded John the Baptist, and his head was brought in a charger and given to the damsel, and she brought it to her mother. And his disciples came and took up the body and buried it, and went and told Jesus. When Jesus heard of it, he departed thence by ship into a desert place apart. And when the people had heard thereof, they followed him on foot out of the city. And Jesus went forth and saw a great multitude, and was moved with compassion towards them, and he healed their sick. And when it was evening, his disciples came to him, saying, This is a desert place, and the time is now past. Send the multitude away, that they may go into the village and buy themselves victuals. And Jesus said unto them, They need not depart, give ye them to eat. And they said unto him, We have here 5 loaves and 2 fish, and he bring them thither unto me. Now, just because this says this does not mean this is the only time that Jesus did this. He did it again. He did it multiple times. And he commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass, and took the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, and looked up to heaven. He blessed and broke and gave the loaves to his disciples, and his disciples to the multitude. And they did all eat, and were filled, And they took up of the fragments that remained 12 baskets full. And they that had eaten were about 5,000 men, besides women and children. There's only 5,000 men. They did not count the women and the children. And straightway Jesus his disciples to get into a ship, and to go before him into the other side, while he sent the multitude away. And when he had sent the multitude away, he went up into the mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossing with waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went into them, walking on the sea. Now, I want to explain something here. If you read in Revelation, you'll find out that there is not going to be any seas in heaven. And the reason why is water is it's evil. Water is a punishment. Go back and look at Noah and the ark. Okay? It represents chastisement. It represents death. It represents things that you really don't want. Alright, let me find out where I was. And in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went into them walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, Is it a spirit? And they cried out for fear. And straightway Jesus spoke unto them, saying, Be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. Be not afraid. I love that. It's supposed to be in the Bible 365 times. That's one for every day of the year. I love that. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water. And he said, Come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. Now, my mom said that her grandpa or her great-grandpa used to be able to walk on water. He was that close to Jesus. I have no idea. I've never seen it. I'll just go by what she says. Alright. But when he saw the wind, boisterous, I can't say it, he was afraid and began to sink, and he cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched forth his hand and caught him, and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt? And when they were come into the ship, the wind ceased. Now, I want you to notice he did not answer Jesus' question. That question ought to be with every one of you, that whenever you start asking Jesus what's going on or this or that, where did you doubt? Okay? Don't doubt. Give it to Jesus and let him have it. Alright. Then they that were in the ship came and worshipped him, saying, Of truth, thou art the Son of God. And when they were gone over, they came into the land of Gennesaret. And when the men of that place had knowledge of him, they sent out unto all that country around about, and brought unto him all that were diseased, and besought him that they might only touch the hem of his garment, and as many as touched were made perfectly whole. So, I mean, think about it. Would you touch the hem of Jesus' garment too, and not let him know that you had done it? Alright, let's see if we can't reach in 15 and get in here too. when came to Jesus the scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, Why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread. I have to ask the same question. Why don't you wash your hands before you eat bread? Well, okay. Here we go. But he answered and said unto them, Why do you also transgress the commandment of God by your traditions? I think Jesus is asking that to you too, through your traditions. For God commanded, saying, Honor thy father and mother, and he that curses father or mother, let him die the death. You hear that? But you say, Whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, It's a gift, by whatsoever thou mayest be prevailed by me. Alright, now look. Profited. Okay. Look, you don't say, oh, kids are gift from God. No, You're setting that child up to not, it's just, I can't put my words right in on it. But it's not right to say that. Think about it this way. Whether you may realize it or not, there's different blood types out here. And you don't know exactly what the other person's actual blood type is anymore. Most people don't even know who they're sleeping with. Okay. And honor not his father or his mother. You must honor your mom and dad. He shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of God of none effect by your traditions. In other words, let's look at it this way. Bust that kid's butt when that kid needs to have his butt whooped. I'm not saying take a 2x4 and beat it. I'm saying put that child in place. Because when you don't, then this is what you have out here. Look at the BLMs and all these other things that's been going on. Somebody ain't been disciplining their children, and then they're going crazy. Alright, ye hypocrites. Well did Elias prophet unto you, saying, This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honours me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. What? I like to serve Jesus Christ, but okay, if you like to serve Jesus Christ, serve him by what he wants you to do, not by what this world says. Oh, but my kids are going to be taken away. Look here, if your kid wants to go and say, hey, my mom whooped me, and let him go. Let them go. Let them see what the real world. And then whenever they wake up, they're going to say, hey, I didn't do right by my parents. Now, I know it's harsh, but love is harsh. Love is discipline too. You cannot say that love is always the greatest thing. It's also chastisement. Because when Christ loves you and you do something wrong, He's going to chastise you. That's also love. Look, don't be so heavenly minded you're no earthly good. Alright, but in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrine the commandment of men. Look at all these commandments that men have now. And he called the multitude and said unto them, Hear and understand. Not that which goeth into the mouth defileth a man, but which cometh out of the mouth that defileth a man. Then came his disciples and said unto him, Knowest thou that the Pharisees was offended after they heard this saying? But he answered and said, Every plant which my heavenly Father hath not planted shall be rooted up. Let them alone. They be blind, leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall in the ditch. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Declare unto us this parable. And Jesus said, Are ye yet without understanding? Do not ye yet understand that whatsoever enteth at the mouth goeth into the belly, and is cast out into the drought. In other words, you eat it, you poop it. That is the law of God in your body. Alright. But whose things which proceedeth out of the mouth cometh forth from the heart, and they defile the man? Can you understand? Words that you use can really hurt somebody, and it defiles your body. Alright, for out of the heart proceedeth evil thoughts, murderers, adulterers, fornications, thieves, false witness, blasphemy. Those are the things which defile a man. But to eat with unwashed hand defileth not a man. Then Jesus went thence, and departed into the coast of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a woman of Canaanite came out of the same coast, and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she crieth after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent into the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He is not sent to all of Israel, just into Jerusalem, it's cat. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, It is not meet to be taken the child bread, but to cast it to the dogs. And she said, Truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat the crumbs which fall from the master's table. Now look, I hear things of what's going on with you, and these are little bits of crumbs, and I believe who you say you are. Do you understand? Then Jesus answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And your daughter was made whole from the very hour. It takes about an hour from every one of you hear, made whole from that very hour. Alright. And Jesus departed thence, and came nigh unto the sea of Galilee, and went up into the mountains, and sat there. And great multitudes came unto him, having them those that were lame, blind, dumb, maimed, and many over, and cast them down at Jesus' feet, and he healed them. As so much that the multitude wondered, and when they saw the dumb speak, and the maimed to be whole, and the lame to walk, and the blind to see, and they glorified the God of Israel. Then Jesus called his disciples unto him, and said, I have compassion on the multitude, because they continue with me now 3 days, and I have nothing to eat, and I will not send them away fasting, lest they faint in the way. And the disciples said unto him, Whence should we have so much bread in the wilderness, as to fill so great a multitude? Here we go again. 2 loaves of bread and fish. Now, the bread is symbolic, and the fish is symbolic. Okay? Alright, here we go. And Jesus said unto them, How many loaves have you? And they said, 7, and a few little fish. And he commanded the multitude to sit down on the ground. And he took the 7 loaves and the fish, and gave thanks, and broke them, and gave his disciples, and his disciples to the multitude. Now I want to look at just the 7 loaves. The 7 loaves are the 7 spirits, okay? So you can think about what the fish means. Alright, and they did all eat, and were filled. And they took up of the broken meat that was left 7 baskets full. And they that did eat were 4,000 men beside women and children. This is 4,000, not 5,000. Different time, different. Okay? And he sent away the multitude, and took ship, and came into the coast of Megillah. Alright, I love you guys. Hugs and kisses.
How to donate to PayPal. You mash on Poor Man's Sewing, and then you come up here and you look for About, and you mash on About, and right here you hit on Donate to Poor Man's Sewing. It's people like you that help me out, and it is really appreciated. And I hope you many blessings in this hard times that we are fixing to go through. A lot of hugs and kisses to you.